If you had told me 20 years ago a successful Sonic franchise would be on the big screen and introduce Shadow in a very intriguing and crazy good way, I would never believe you. I would probably laugh and say, yeah, this is just a fever dream we all have. But wow, it has been brought to life by Jeff Fowler and crew. Listen guys, I got to see Sonic 3 last night, and no spoilers in this review, but I had so much fun. There is so much to love here, especially if you're a fan of the Sonic video games, the early Sonic video games, in particular Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. This takes a lot of cues from Sonic Adventure 2 with some great Easter eggs, and of course, our star character other than Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, who Keanu Reeves does a great job of voicing Shadow, and I love what they brought from the video games over into the movie. Shadow is so well done in the film. The visual effects on Shadow are so good. The animation of the character is very well done. Love these Sonic characters and their animated looks, but man, Shadow just looks awesome. The skates look cool. The jets look cool. The aura of Shadow is amazing. Listen, they did some work on this character, and Shadow the Hedgehog really paid off. I love how they depicted Shadow in the movie, and they made a couple of changes to the Maria backstory, just more so like moving settings mostly, but it just all really comes off well. I had a great time with Sonic 3, and Shadow was done very well as Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. This world is very lived in at this point. We don't got to do too many other introductions besides Shadow, and I love this, man. Every single Sonic game is stair-stepping a new character in, and this one does well too. You got Idris Elba as Knuckles, who does a great job. He really leans into the comedy of the role here, and I love this kind of like lovable oaf nature that Knuckles has, and Idris Elba does a great job as the character. Ben Schwartz as Sonic, Colleen O'Shaughnessey as Tails, very well done. I mean, Ben Schwartz was born for this role. He is great as Sonic in the way that he not only has so many goofy and funny moments, but some very emotional moments as well here. Just resonates so excellently. Listen guys, this was emotional, it was fun, and the two Jim Carreys, man, round of applause for the two Jim Carreys, bro. The Robotniks were hilarious together. I love them playing off one another. I love the jokes. I love the meta humor that was in the game, as well as a Pokemon joke that made its way into the movie. But the Robotniks were so very good together. He did put in different energy to both characters. You could definitely tell like he was playing two different characters, and Jim Carrey really brings it here. The laughs are there, man. The comedy's there. I really had a blast with this one. I keep saying that. I know I'm a broken record, but I did. I really loved it, guys. The animation, the visuals, the characters, the story is just so quick and easy and fun, and you know what you're getting out of a Sonic movie. I said this about Venom 3 in my Venom 3 review, but along with Sonic 3, this is another franchise that knows its audience. It knows what we want. It knows we want Shadow, and it gives us a good amount. There's also a really good amount of action in this Sonic film. There's a couple battle scenes in here that are better than Sonic 2. I love the Sonic and Knuckles scenes in Sonic 2, but the Sonic versus Shadow stuff here is awesome. Not to mention we get the bike, we get the gun. We've seen these things in the trailer, but they just look even better on the big screen. Man, this is so colorful, so vivid, so much fun, and there's so much childlike wonder to these Sonic movies, but everybody can enjoy them, including fans of the franchise. And speaking of fans of the franchise, as a super fan, there are so many Easter eggs in this movie. Like, wow. I don't want to say too much, but an iconic song that we all know from the Sonic Adventure games is in the film. That's all I'm going to say. No spoils other than that. It's not a huge spoiler because it was in a teaser. But that song made its way into the movie, and I was jumping for joy. And man, oh man, there are just iconic moments from Sonic Adventure 2, Easter eggs from Sonic Adventure 2 that big fans will get. But I also am going to make another video diving even deeper into this, but this is just my no spoiler. I don't want to spoil here, so I'm not spoiling. but there are some great Easter eggs in there, and there's some amazing setup for what's to come, guys. There are 2 post-credit scenes, so be sure to stick around. But man, the Sonic design, how they handle Shadow, the voice acting across the board, very well done. Love the characters that have been set in now between Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. They have a dynamic that's so fun and lovable and easy to watch and support because they're a team. Man, we love this, guys. And there are changes, obviously, from Sonic Adventure 2 and changes from the game storylines, but they make sense for this world, and they not only change it, but they also enhance some things as well. And I really enjoyed that they actually kept Robotnik's grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the Sonic Adventure 2 game, he dies. So I'm glad they kept him. And I do think there is a beautiful message in the movie too about not chasing revenge and not trying to get vengeance, and I love that part of it as well. There are some strong themes of teamwork, friendship here, of humanity, and of again, not succumbing to anger and revenge. I really like that, and I love that they explored that in the story. This is also paced very well. It's quick, not a lot of stopping and meandering and stopping to slow down. This is as quick as Sonic. It's running, y'all. It's running through the whole film, and I will admit, like, there was not one point in the movie where I'm just like checking my watch like, well, yeah, is it time to go? Like, nah, Sonic held it down, and it did a fantastic job of keeping you captivated throughout the entire thing. Now, I guess if I had a couple of things that maybe I didn't love, I will say I think they could have had a little more exposition with Shadow's backstory. I think the exposition is kind of like grazed over and almost like assuming that the mainstream audience knows the story, and most of them don't. So I think that they kind of graze over some details with Shadow and Maria's backstory. I think they could have elaborated a little bit more there. And while I really do enjoy it, and while there weren't too many like surprises or too many things that I just didn't see coming or didn't expect, especially as a Sonic super fan, I'm talking Sonic all the way up to about Sonic that 2006 with Silver. I guess I didn't really see anything that I was like, oh my god, like took by surprise necessarily, but that setup in the post-credit scenes got me even more hyped. Listen, I was like, maybe Sonic 3 is where they pump the brakes and they say, okay, the universe is tired, it's time to move on to the next thing. And whoa, they gave me that post-credit scene. I'm like, hey, hold on, I'll take Sonic 4, I'll take Sonic 5, and Sonic 6, baby. Let's make it 2 trilogies. Why not? But y'all, listen, Sonic 3, very fun. Great backstory for Shadow. Great characters in Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. It's teamwork dynamic. And the human characters are in it less this time, and I don't hate that. Tom and Maddie are cool. I don't hate them. Kristen Ritter's characters, all right. But, like, they're not, like, such a major part of the movie like the first and the second. They really pull back on those human characters, and we gotta love that. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments, though. The music was great as well. So, man, just so good all around. This was so much fun. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you looking forward to Sonic 3? And be on the channel here on Friday. I'm gonna drop a Sonic the Movie 3. Goodness, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Movie 3. Which one is it? I'm going to drop a Sonic 3 spoiler review and definitely dive deeper into what we saw, because wow, there's some things to talk about. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. So are you excited for Sonic 3? Let me know, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.